Hello, here we are for our second Microsoft D365 video. I hope y'all enjoyed the first one. As I stated in the first video, D365 offers numerous options for you to personalize your experience. Over the next few videos, I'm going to discuss list grids with you. A list grid is a form which presents data in a columnar list that you can sort, filter, search, and organize to optimize your viewing data. Just a recap from our first meeting, this is our home landing page, also known as our dashboard. We are going to use purchase requisitions as for our examples today. Again, just a quick recap. If you do not know where all purchase requisitions are, I can come up to the very top up here to my search bar and just begin typing. And as I begin typing, you can see that D365 starts looking for items in which I might be trying to find. Purchase requisitions came to the top. Once again, it will show you the path where to find all purchase requisitions, or we can just select and it takes us straight to our page. Again, a quick recap, I can also select finance and operations. I can go back to my home page. I have the navigation pane off to my left, these three bars, also known as the hamburger button. Can come down here, my little drop down caret for modules. I can come down to procurement and sourcing, select procurement and sourcing, purchase requisitions. Again, I can expand purchase requisitions, and there is all purchase requisitions. So again, Microsoft D365 just gives you multiple ways in which to either find data or organize your data. There is multiple ways in which you can do that. So here we are. This is what is called a list grid. As you can see, it looks significantly different than DAX 2012. However, even though it looks different, Microsoft D365 is much more user-friendly. You are not going to have to use any special characters or any wildcards to try to find data, locate data, or sort your data. You'll find that D365 is very user-friendly. And very similar to the Microsoft Excel product. Once again, as you can see, everything is in a columnar list. At the very top, we have our titles for each of those columns. As we get further in the videos, if we need to, I will show you how to add data. Potentially, if there's some information that we don't need to see, we can hide that data. But for today, we're just going to go over some quick hitters, some sorting and some filtering. So as you can see, as I scroll over the top of the columns, as I'm over it, it gets this gray bar, or excuse me, gray square around it that just kind of lets you know where you're at. One of the quick features, as I'm going, you can see this left-right arrow that begins to show. This will allow me to expand or decrease or minimize the width of a column, which is just a very quick way. For example, if prepare is really small and I can't see the names of who might have prepared a purchase requisition, I can come in here. When I get that left right, I can then increase the width so that I can read who actually completed a purchase requisition. As you probably saw, you also get this left, right, up, down set of arrows. As you can see, project ID is it's highlighted. It has that little gray box around it. This will enable you to move a column. For example, the project ID is not really important information for me, so I may want to move that to the very end. So then you just, once it's grayed, you just click your mouse and just drag it, and then once you release your finger off the mouse, it'll drop it into place. So again, let's say I think project ID is more important than requisition purpose. So then I'm just going to drop, and then as soon as I release the mouse, it is now changed and is now to the left of requisition purpose. So two very quick, easy ways to be able to manipulate where your data is located. Again, you have this left-right bar that will allow you to either increase or decrease the width of your column, or as you can see, the left, right, up, down will enable you to be able to move the columns around and maybe put data that's more important to you front and center, and data that's less important off to the left or the right of your list grid. Another wonderful option that you have over here, as you can see as I highlight, I get this drop-down caret. If I select that, at the top of that drop-down box, I have a sorting option, and then you can see this line that runs across this drop-down, and beneath this is your column filtering features. So this is kind of gives you the different options in which you can filter on this column. Your filtering options are going to be based on the data that is located in that column. As preparers for this column, you know, if I want to look for a name, I might know an employee's last name, but I don't remember their first name, so I don't want to use exactly. I don't know if it has a middle initial in it. I might use contains, does not, contains, or begins with. I can also sort from A to Z or Z to A. Under status, let's say, you know, I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I want to come down here and I want to filter, you know, exactly. Again, the options are more limited because the data that is located in here is limited to just a few options. So as I said, for example, if I want to come in and I want to sort my prepares from A to Z, as you can see, it has now dropped me down to the bottom of the list grid. Z is at the very bottom. I can then go in and say, hey, I want to sort from Z to A. And as you can see, the A's are now down at the bottom of my list grid. Same here. If I want to sort things from an oldest date to a newest date, I can come in and select that, and it will organize my columns in that capacity. So as we came in, oldest to newest, here at the bottom of the list grid, this is the newest purchase requisition that has been completed. And again, I can change those sorts. So just a very quick sorting. My personal preference, I like to filter. For example, we have several purchase requisitions in here that are showing 2016. Maybe I don't need that much data, or I don't need to look at a purchase requisition that might be completed in 2016. So I can come down here to the bottom, my little drop down for a caret. Let's say I only want to look at items that were created in 2020. So I can select after. As you can see, as I hover over that, after gets this gray bar around it, I select it, and then I can come in and I can type in 01/01/2020. Another nice thing is if you don't want to, you do not have to put the slashes for your dates. So again, this now brings all purchase requisitions that were created in the this year, 2020. Off to the right, you can see this little filter button right here. That is just a quick visual to let you know that there has been a filter applied to that column, which is just a very nice visual to let you know. Once I clear that filter, as you can see, that little filter cone went away to let me know that the filter has been released. Again, not only can I do one filter on one column, I could do filters on multiple columns. You know, for example, if I only want to look at purchase requisitions that are in draft form, I came down and selected is exactly draft. I can select apply, and this now gives me all purchase requisitions that are still in draft form. Again, as you can see, I have some older dates that I may not be necessarily wanting to look at. So then I can come in and let's say I want to look between two dates. So I want to look between January 1st and let's say May. Select apply. And then as you can see, these are all the purchase requisitions that have a status of draft and have a creation date between January 1st and May of this year. And again, to the right of status and to the right of created date, you see those funnels, which lets you know very quickly that there have been filters applied to those columns. Again, if I want to release them, I just select clear. I hit this little drop down again, and I select clear. One of the questions that came up earlier this week was from a supervisor. Maybe I don't need to look at purchase requisitions that were completed by every employee in the city of Columbus. I'm only concerned with purchase requisitions that were completed by my employees. So we can come in here. We'll do a created date. We'll do this year. Kind of narrow our data a little bit. That way we're only looking at 2020 purchase requisitions. So let's say, again, I don't really need to look at everybody's purchase requisitions. I only want to look at my employees. So I can come down here to the prepare name. My drop down, I can select is one of, and then I can come in here and I can type my employees. So for example, and I can come down and type comma. And then once I have it, I select apply. As you can see, it has now added these two. I select apply again. And then as you can see, these are the purchase requisitions that were completed by the employees that I have asked to look at. So again, just a very quick, easy way for me to say, you know, I don't want to look at everybody in the city of Columbus. I'm only interested in my 3 employees, or maybe purchase requisitions that I need to handle for my direct reports. It's just a nice way for you to be able to filter things, and so that data is there when you need it, as you need it. Again, if I wanted to come in and say, you know, is exactly of those 2 employees that are still in draft form. Again, here I am, I can add another filter. So I only have the 1 employee that has anything that is still in draft form. Again, I can select clear. So these are just some very quick, easy ways in which you can sort and filter your data. Over the next 2 videos, we're going to go into a little bit more depth as far as list grids. So stay tuned for the next video, the next 2 videos actually. In the next 2 videos, we're going to show you how to group columns. You can add different columns of data. You can hide columns. We have a filter pane here off to the left, which is just, again, another way that Microsoft allows you to filter your data. Some totaling features, some ability to export to Excel, and some other different options. So please stay tuned for the next 2 videos as far as learning about list grids. Thank you.